What is going on, everybody? Steve here, Philosopher Cards, and we're going to introduce a new series of videos around market updates of Sorcery Contested Realm. What kind of sparked this for me is the recent volatility that we've noticed in the marketplace after the podcast Heard Around the Realm. And I think you guys know what I'm talking about with Kevmo's podcast and bringing Simon on and some of the information regarding reprints of beta and what that does to the collector base, the player base, and all the drama in between. I'm going to try to remain very impartial and just kind of present the facts as I see them, maybe how those facts impact me as predominantly a collector, also a little bit of a player, and thoughts to yourselves on, is now a good time to buy in based on the information that you're seeing. So I am going to get into an Arthurian Legends box break at the end of the video. So stick around for that with prices included. But right now, I'm actually going to go ahead and share my price tracker here, and Shibby created this tool, and I'm actually a patron of Shibby, so I can get access to this, and you can get access to this pricing tool for Sorcery Contested Realm as well through the patron link in the video description to link to Shibby's patron account. So don't forget about my patron account as well as my Discord, where a nice community that we're building. So let's talk about beta. So this tool is really nice because it'll actually give you trends on different elements of sealed, or using the TCG low, the singles prices and stuff. And as you can see here, this is the singles non-foil price for beta, so kind of the players version of beta. I know people are going to say, well, beta is all players versions, even the foil, and I would kind of disagree with that. We started to see some really healthy recovery and stuff as we kind of entered into the time when Arthurian Legends was launched right around here. People buying up boxes and doing what everybody expected to do, playing beta with Arthurian Legends, right? Well, towards the end, when that podcast Around the Realm was heard, we start to see the dip in non-foil prices. But to be honest, it's nothing too concerning. They're relatively steady even after that dip and that information that came out. Now, if we go to the foil side of things, we actually see the exact opposite here. We see the lowest of the low prices that we've seen to date in foil, and a full foil set of beta at market low right now, somewhere around 7,500 or so, and that's down from the peak of near 16,000. I'm sorry. If you recall, this was when Team Covenant announced they were out of stock, and we had no idea if reprints would come. This, I believe, was the reprint announcement, or right there around in that April timeframe, and you can kind of see a steady decline ever since. The dangers of what this causes in the collector community is folks like me and others race to finish their full foil sets around here because you kind of expected maybe prices to drift higher. And the expectation changed a little bit, and it wasn't the case. So the urgency fell away. And when urgency falls away, it becomes dangerous because folks can then wait and wait and wait until prices fall and fall and fall to finish their collections. And when that happens, players that get big pulls that want to sell these big bang cards to a collector so they can get a full set or a full playable set, the cards and singles that they need, that doesn't occur because the collector is waiting for that price to collapse. Now, I'm going to try to throw up on the screen comparables from like Magic Bloomburrow, and I show Magic Bloomburrow comparables right now up here because it's the most similar to a successful set. Recent Magic set. We don't want to go back to vintage, right? Because the vintage market back then was way different than the market in the marketplace is today. So I think a good comparison is some of the movement of the singles on Bloomburrow and some of the movement of the singles here in beta. And you'll always see when a card game or anything comes out, prices always start high. And it's kind of like, because like imagine you have like a piece of pizza and you're in a room with 100 hungry people. Yeah, that piece of pizza might be worth $500 to a really hungry person, right? So you don't want to sell it at $2 and give up that extra potential. So you start high and kind of work your way down, and that's a natural thing to do. But at some point, you expect prices to either level out for a while and consolidate and trade sideways for a while, or you'd like to start to see a very slow uptick up. Very slow uptick ups put pressure on folks and urgency to buy and finish their collections. So I have the Bloomborough up here, and there's some interesting movements, as you can kind of see. I'll try to add some arrows and such, where, you have that big pump at the beginning when the set comes out, which is very normal, and you have the die off. But then you also have some cards that kind of had that big dip, and then they're recovering, some of those like raised foil big pulls. So that's I look at Bloomborough, that's kind of like a healthy path for how things should be trending. This to me is concerning with the beta foil prices, where you're actually seeing the lowest of the low prices now, and that's going to cause pressure on folks in Arthurian Legends like myself to hold on buying curios and expensive cards, believing that we could see or anticipate the same behaviors from Eric's Curiosa that we saw with beta, where if we just wait, more will come and prices will fall. So when that happens, it puts a lot of, we'll call, negative sentiment into the marketplace, which makes folks hesitant to buy. Now, the game is still wonderful. The cards in beta are wonderful. And I think many people would say that there's a lot of opportunity to expand Sorcery and get the cards into more players' hands. And you have to remember, whenever you're making buys and things that I'm making buys, I'm not making for quick flips. I'm holding very long term, right? And I know most of the big players that are collectors in Sorcery are doing the same. But at the same point, I'm still really highly leveraged in beta, that it might not make sense for me to invest or buy into anymore. Now, the interesting thing that we're going to start to look at is in alpha. So in alpha, you're also going to see this negative sentiment enter into alpha, where everybody's like, what's the future of the game? Just, how does this affect alpha prices? And it's actually pretty significant, because a couple weeks ago, I sent a message to my patrons and I said, look, alpha prices were on a steady decline. I think they bottomed somewhere around $975 a box. And now we're getting back up to $1,100 a box. And all alpha happens outside of the main, like, TCG Player, eBay. Most of alpha sales occur out of the market. You don't even see it. All the alpha I buy, which is cases upon cases, occurs outside of the market. You don't even see that sale occurring. So I told my patrons, hey, I think this is recovering, and it was recovering. And then boom, the podcast heard Around the Realm was aired, and alpha prices are now falling because of the overall sentiment of what things are happening right now. So now, if you are not leveraged, or you are not, heavily allocated in your investments or collections into alpha, now might be an excellent time to do that, because things are so low. Now they might fall further, and that's okay, but it's better to buy it at a low type of price now if you plan on holding for a long term. Now, if you're highly leveraged in alpha, or you're highly allocated in alpha, you definitely might want to consider not buying more, because you don't want to over allocate yourself. It's just like you're going to go in your 401k and stuff like that. You don't want to be, too heavy one way or another. So that's what we're actually seeing. We're seeing supply come to market of many holders that are heavily allocated in alpha, heard the news, and they said, let's pump the brakes a little bit, and let's shift that allocation a little, just to hedge our risk of, what could happen if things go wrong from an overprinting scenario. So this tool is really awesome. Again, this is Shibi's tool. And the other thing I just would like to show you guys real quick is the Arthurian Legends prices and analysis. A whole non-foil set, not play set, just non-foil set, is $498. That's really low, folks, and that kind of speaks to the downward pressure we've been feeling on Arthurian Legends boxes. The foils are still holding up, just due to scarcity, but I also worry long term, the more over the next year is printed of Arthurian Legends, the more we may see that price fall. Lastly, we're going to check out some EV calculators. So what this is going to tell us is for beta, this is really interesting. For beta, we're still seeing a positive EV on average in non-bulk cards in beta of $162. So if you're buying a box of cards for $165 after shipping and taxes, and you open it on average and get $162.55, there's nothing wrong with that. That's very healthy. right? But what's going to happen when more comes to market? And that's the question. Now, if we look at Arthurian Legends, similar type of a situation, but right now you open a box of cards of Arthurian Legends, you only get $91 returning. So if you're looking at folks like breakers and things like that, or mass openers, or people like me that are open to fill their collections, I'm going to hesitate buying boxes at, heck, at map price of 116, because on average over the long run I'll lose $25 per box that I open on the long run. It's not sustainable. So therefore fewer boxes are going to get cracked for these chase cards because the value just isn't there, or at least it's not there today, but that might change based upon the playability of some cards. Lastly, we have alpha, and this is the interesting thing. So alpha still sits right around the price of where it's at today on the open market of 1,121. But remember, alpha has really low velocity, right? So you pull a really good card out of alpha, it might take you some time to sell it. There's not a lot of buyers out there. There's not a lot of turn on it. So even though the value holds, it just takes a lot longer to sell. So my impressions of things right now after I showed you guys this tool and the information is that I do think beta right now is healthy. There's nothing wrong with it. I think the reprint might be overblown, or it might not be. I think, we really need to hear from Erix Curiosa, in my opinion, and I do think that Erix Curiosa should address all aspects of the economy and the community, not just the playing aspects, but also the collecting aspects. And I'm not talking about flippers. Flipping aspect is a whole different animal, because that's not what this is. And then lastly, alpha, again, if you're not heavily invested, or you don't hold a lot of alpha in your collection, it might be a good time to pick some up, just given how much it's dipped. But if you are heavily allocated into alpha, you might want to reconsider, any further purchases until, more information or more things come out. And that's from somebody that does alpha breaks. So that's my opinions on it. My opinions on Arthurian Legends. If you're someone like LGS that can pick these up from distribution at $82 a box, there's nothing wrong with it. You can sell packs. The product's not collapsing. But if you're somebody that's trying to move 100 boxes at map pricing quickly, it's not going to happen. Or if you're somebody that's going to try to break and sell tons of singles of this, it's not going to happen. So let's crack this box. We're going to get into it today, and actually check out. Well, we're a little zoomed in here. Let's zoom out. There we go. Let's check out what's in here. Should have prices up on the screen. And let me know, guys, you want me to keep doing market updates? I can kind of show you trends, talk through like what I'm thinking, buying, what I'm collecting. Like right now, I'm not collecting curios unless I get them at a price or for trades that I'm comfortable with. I just can't make the same choices that I did in beta, knowing the behaviors of Curiosa and the risks that brings to purchasing things early. Oh, we got Bower already. That's a pretty good hit. Something like 12. Cool. But again, even Arthurian Legends singles are turning relatively slowly. Right? Beta singles were selling fast. These ones are selling a little slower. Brother Knight foil. Beautiful. Beautiful Quentin art there. Aimless, thankless. Okay. We got another foil. Valley, we love Valley, and the Lake Affleck. Affank. Call it Affleck. Reckless. Okay. Curios also are just really hard to hit. I've opened a lot of boxes and I haven't hit any. So don't forget, join my Discord in the description of the video, and also my Patreon, where you can you know, you can go and join in on some breaks and get some discounts and stuff. And I'm starting to offer new products to folks on my Discord too. So, you know, stay tuned for more there if you're already a patron or a member on the Discord. All right, we got Valor. Tweakers. Okay. Ooh, what do we got here? Is it Lady? It's the Lady. Oh, yes. There she is. This is so far a good box, guys. Holy cow. Keening, Rescue, Thankless. I mean, Brother Knight's a beautiful card. I don't know how playable it is, to be honest, but Lady's great. It's an excellent hit. So I'm missing like 8 cards from my full foil set, and I'm gonna try to pull them the iron price way. We actually pull them, not buy them. And once I do, I'll show off and show you guys the full set. Oh yes, Ron. Don Miniad. Hands. We got the spear. Tactical. Weightless. Okay. So far, oh god, this is a good box. This is one of those good boxes. Oh, Archie. And the Iron Man, okay. We've hit the Iron Man many times. Alright, we got the Peasant Revolt. Great card. I'm missing this one in foil, I think. Maybe no. Did do some trades. Did do some trades, guys. Oh, we got the horn. Balin? Alright, the Ruffians. Stern. Okay, we got the Shameless. Thankless. Remus. Reckless. Grievous. Old Banishment. Easter. Poachers. Excellent. We have only one more foil left, guys. Lady was a nice pull, though. I want to say the Lady's sitting around 80 right now. Nope. Oh, we got one more. Mordred, okay. And the Banshee. I love the Banshee. Great card. Yeah, so one elite foil and one unique foil, guys. It's not awful. We've seen worse. Reckless. Shameless. Alright. Vengeful. Magic Missiles. Okay, we got more Major City. Midwife. Alright, and some Cirque. Last pack, guys. Thanks for checking out the video again. Let me know what you think about the market update, and if you want to see more. Love Potion. And we only got a 4 unique box, though. Well, not including the foil. Alright, guys. Thanks again. We'll see you next time. Again, let me know what you think. Talk to y'all later.